Etek Web Consultants, DMCC, or otherwise known as Etek Studios, is a cutting-edge web design agency that offers a variety of different products and services. These products and services include website development, graphic design, online marketing solutions, domain and email hosting, and printing. Etek's head office is based out of Dubai, located within the United Arab Emirates. In addition to this, they also have an office located in Pakistan. Etek has successfully grown from being a company consisting only of 3 employees to a company located in 2 countries with 15 plus dedicated employees. Etek strives on providing clients with exceptional websites and services. Not only this, Etek is known for providing great customer satisfaction as they are dedicated towards becoming a quality brand. Despite the fact that the web design industry has become very saturated over the past few years, the total market demand for Etek services are still a whopping 75.2%, as roughly 11 million companies out of 14.5 million companies do not have websites, as well as online marketing. Today I'm sitting here with partner and co-founder of Etek Studios, Drew Gibson. So I have a couple questions for you. Could you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you spotted the opportunity to start Etek Studio?
Yeah. After high school, I worked as a sales and marketing consultant with a small petrochemical company. It was during this time that I learned a lot about starting a business in Dubai, the restrictions of operating as a free zone company, as well as some of the gaps in the UAE market, specifically in good web development. I saw an opportunity. After a year of working with this company, I had money that I was looking to invest, and it was at this time that I met my current business partner. He had the resources and knowledge in the web industry that I lacked, and I had the business development experience and knowledge of the UAE market. Together we decided to start a company with the primary focus of targeting large organizations for web development and customization work.
All right. How did you evaluate the opportunity in terms of critical elements for success?
When first starting Etek, my knowledge of the UAE market was limited to my previous work experience and was primarily focused on the petrochemical industry. I knew that our unique selling point was going to be our quality of service towards our clients, and this was proven in the first year as 80% of our business either comes from word-of-mouth referrals or repeat business from current clients. Having dealt with many websites before starting Etek, I knew that there was a gap in this market for quality websites. It was this combined with the fact that many clients do not actually know what they want simply because they don't know the complexity of websites that revealed a gap that we wanted Etek to expand into.
Okay.
Yeah.
As being such a young entrepreneur, what were some of the struggles you faced during the startup phase of the company, and how did you manage to conquer these problems?
As with any startup, cash flow was a major issue for us. We made the mistake of opening our second office in Pakistan too quickly, and found that our monthly revenue was not consistent enough to sustain the operating costs of 2 offices. So we found as we were going in the first year, it was very hard to keep afloat in terms of cash flow. In order to address this, we had to have some major revision to our hourly rates. And this is where we began to expand our offering just from customized websites to also offering template-based websites. And the reason that we did that was because a template-based website is a lot cheaper, so it allowed us to target both higher-end companies as well as people with lower budgets to expand our market share.
As I understand, Etek was originally focused on web development. What caused you guys to expand into other markets such as online marketing, graphic design?
The biggest reason, honestly, is we saw the opportunity for it. A website is essentially a company's presence online, right? But that presence is useless if nobody can find it. When we develop our websites, we develop them to already be search engine optimized. So it just made sense that people would come to us after we've developed their website and say, can you guys also market it for me? I need to get on the first page of Google, I want recognition on social media. So those two kind of just tied in together. Similarly with stationery and logo design, we found that when we were working with a lot of clients, particularly startup companies, they would come to us and ask advice on the different color placement options and logo design. And we were often doing this as part of the web development service, but then we figured we might as well offer this as a separate service as well, just in case some companies are looking specifically for a high-end logo design, but already have their web development needs catered by someone else.
Would you say that offering these services as separate packages expanded your customer base? And
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it allowed us to also target a lot lower end people who are only looking, say, for business cards and stuff like that. What this also did is it helped with our whole word of mouth advertising. We got a good reputation for doing these smaller projects as well, which sometimes led to bigger projects through references and stuff like that. So it definitely expanded our customer base.
okay, perfect. After starting a successful company such as Etek, can you see yourself starting another company, or would you prefer to work for a bigger corporation now?
I mean, I think there's pros and cons to both starting something yourself and working for a bigger company. Working with a bigger company, you obviously get to learn how the company operates, what works for them, what doesn't work. But at the same time, there's a certain sense of accomplishment that you get with starting something yourself. But you also have to be very passionate about what you're starting, because you have to invest a lot of your time into it. There's a lot of things that I'm passionate about that I would like to eventually start something into. The opportunities haven't exactly presented themselves how I wanted to yet, so I'm holding back, waiting. The fact that Etek is self-sufficient now is a good starting point for me to now start looking into other things, but I'm not sure if I'll actually go down one of those roads until the opportunity presents itself.
Alright, cool. What advice would you give to a young, inspiring entrepreneur, and what were the 3 most important lessons that you learned?
Well, first and foremost, when you start something of your own, you have to be prepared to prioritize it over everything else. There's going to be times when you get hit with a problem that you have to address, and you have to drop everything else to go do it. A lot of people think that they're ready to do this, but really sit down and think about it before you get thrown into it. Also, as an owner and co-founder, it's part of your responsibility to help set the culture that your organization is, right?
Yeah.
You may not always be in a position where your employees are best fit for the job.
Okay.
One of the biggest recommendations that I have, though, is be the kind of person that works with what they have. By that, I mean try to find roles to fit to your current employees rather than always trying to find employees to fit the roles that you need to be done.
Okay.
This helps you become a lot more dynamic, and it also creates a sense of trust and loyalty with your employees, right? If you're continually giving them things that they're good at, helping them grow, every once in a while let them know what they're doing wrong, they grow with the company, and it helps create a very strong and competent workforce and workplace. Yeah. Okay. Finally, you're never going to be able to plan everything that's going to happen before you start. Be smart, plan for contingencies, but you can't sit back and wait forever until you have it all figured out, right? Part of developing a company requires you to make mistakes and learn from these mistakes. So get going, throw your all into it, be ready to work, but a company will never be started unless you take that first step, right? So make sure that you're ready to do that, and once you're prepared to do that, go 100% into it.
Alright, thank you very much.
Thank you.
After having the opportunity to meet with Drew, I believe there are 2 major lessons to be learned. The first one, be patient. As Drew stated, being patient is a key factor when trying to start a successful company. This is because not everything will work out as planned. Not only this, but it also may take a couple years for the company to generate a profit. And if you're not willing to be patient and push through the hard times, maybe you aren't cut out to be an entrepreneur. The second lesson, be passionate. I believe being passionate is another key characteristic successful entrepreneurs must have. This is because, as stated before, it may take a couple years for a company to generate a profit. And if one is not passionate about the company, they may not be able to endure the struggle of just being able to scrape by.